It's a bright August morning over northern India. The air is clear, the wind barely moving. From 30,000 feet, the land below looks like a patchwork of gold and gray, fields, rooftops, and the thin line of a river cutting through haze. Two passenger aircraft can be seen tracing opposite paths across the upper sky. Their contrails fade slowly, bending in the wind above Delhi's horizon. Inside each cockpit, instruments hum steady tones while crew members speak in calm, measured voices. Nothing out of the ordinary, no signal of danger. Just another day in controlled airspace. But far below, radio frequencies overlap for a brief moment. And one instruction, barely heard, will change the course of both flights. This is the story of Flight 182. New Delhi, India. August 12, 1996. Two aircraft prepare for approach in the same corridor of airspace. One descending, one climbing. Each unaware of the other's presence. August 12, 1996. At 10:30 a.m., Indian Airlines Flight 182 departs Delhi from Mumbai. A Boeing 747 carrying 349 people. 30 minutes later, Kazakh Airlines Flight 1907 leaves Chimkent for Delhi. A smaller Ilyushin 76 freighter with 27 crew and cargo handlers aboard. Both aircraft are routed through the same northern corridor, Airway R19, used daily by dozens of flights. At 11:08, Delhi Control clears Flight 182 to climb to 14,000 feet. The Ilyushin, already inbound from the south, is instructed to descend from 15,000 to 14,000 feet to establish separation. Each crew repeats the clearance. Both believe the airspace ahead is clear. Radar screens show distinct blips separated by several miles and 1,000 feet. Controllers monitor both, unaware that one transponder is transmitting erratic altitude data. Inside Flight 182's cockpit, the crew prepares for cruise check. Passengers settle into the late morning calm. In the Ilyushin, oxygen valves hiss softly as throttles ease back for descent. Two aircraft moving through one column of sky, each following orders that will soon bring them face to face. At 11:12 a.m., Delhi radar logs both aircraft at flight level 140. Controllers verify the readouts, assuming the separation remains vertical. On the Ilyushin's panel, however, the altimeter drifts several hundred feet low. The crew adjusts pitch, descending slightly to correct what they believe is an error. At the same moment, the Boeing 747 levels from its climb. Captain and first officer engage autopilot, maintaining heading 220 degrees. Traffic alerts remain silent. The aircraft's collision avoidance system has not yet received conflicting data. Outside, visibility is 10 kilometers, the sky clear, the horizon pale. Two contrails angle toward one another, unseen by either crew. In the control room, voices overlap across multiple frequencies. A military jet requests clearance. Background noise masks a call from Flight 1907. The controller repeats the instruction. Descend to flight level 150, believing it still applies. The Kazakh crew acknowledge, reading back the number as 140. The error passes unnoticed. At 11:15, radar contact shows both targets closing at 8 miles per minute. The data refreshes every 12 seconds, too slow to reveal the danger forming in between. Inside both aircraft, cabin pressure holds steady. Engines sound normal, instruments remain in the green. Everything appears routine, until, within the space of a heartbeat, the two radar returns merge into one. At 11:16 a.m., Flight 182 maintains level at 14,000 feet, heading 220. Instrument steady, autopilot engaged. The first officer scans the sky, sunlight flaring off the wing. He glances at the radar display. No traffic alert. A routine cruise segment, seconds from ending. At the same time, Flight 1907 descends through 15,500 feet at 270 knots. Its nose lowers fractionally as the crew cross-checks altitude against the ground controller's last clearance. Static fills the headset. The number heard is uncertain. They believe the instruction was to descend to 140. Autopilot holds that rate as the distance between the two aircraft closes from 10 miles to 4 in less than a minute. At 11:17 and 30 seconds, the first officer aboard the 747 spots a bright flash ahead and below. He reaches for the control column. The traffic alert system sounds its first warning. Climb, climb. The captain pulls back slightly. The nose rises 2 degrees. Below, the Aleutian's crew see a shape emerge from the sun glare and instinctively dive. For 1 second, both aircraft move in opposite directions toward the same point in space. At 11:17:32, the Aleutian's upper fuselage strikes the Boeing's underbelly near the aft wing root. A shear of metal tears through both airframes. The 747's tail section breaks free. Fuel ignites instantly in a horizontal burst. The Aleutian disintegrates under the impact, its wing detaching as the cargo hold ruptures. Fragments of debris scatter across 6 square kilometers of sky. Controllers watch both radar returns vanish in the same sweep. Outside, villagers below hear a dull crack, then see 2 trails of smoke descending toward the fields north of Charkhi Dadri. By 11:18, flaming wreckage is falling through thin cloud. No mayday is transmitted, no signal received. Within seconds, the collision becomes the deadliest mid-air disaster in Indian aviation history. At 11:20 a.m., smoke columns rise above the fields west of Charkhi Dadri. Farmers stop in silence, watching fragments fall through the haze. Within minutes, calls reach Delhi ATC reporting explosions in the sky. Controllers scan radar. Both blips have vanished. Search protocols activate at 11:25. Helicopters from the Air Force Base at Hindon lift off, following the bearing of the last return. By 11:40, the first rescue teams sight the main debris zone. Sections of fuselage burn across several hectares of dry farmland. No survivors are visible. Fuel ignites patches of stubble. Emergency crews work to contain the spread. Villagers guide them toward impact craters still radiating heat. The smell of aviation fuel hangs over the plane. At 12:10 p.m., secondary wreckage is located 8 kilometers south, the remains of the cargo aircraft. Both sites are marked on grid maps for recovery. Military trucks arrive with cordon tape and field lights. Investigators begin photographing wreckage before daylight fades. Personal items, seat cushions, documents, flight charts, are collected and logged. By 1700 hours, all fires are out. Night settles over the fields, the area lit only by portable lamps and camera flashes. From the air, the scene forms 2 dark circles separated by a thin road. To the north, fragments of the Boeing's tail lie half buried in soil. To the south, the Aleutian's wing rests inverted. Rescuers pause as the final helicopter circles overhead, its rotor wash scattering ash across the quiet farmland. The search is complete, but understanding what happened will take months. By evening, search teams mark every major wreck section with colored flags. Recovery crews work through the night under portable lamps, mapping the debris line by compass. The following morning, investigators from the Directorate General of Civil Aviation arrive on site. Data recorders are located within hours, both black boxes scorched but intact. They are flown to Delhi for analysis at 8 a.m. the next day. Preliminary playback confirms the sequence. No system failure, no weather interference, no warning from air traffic control. The final seconds show 2 calm voices reading checklists, followed by a sharp alarm and static. It is enough to reconstruct the collision. The Aleutian had descended 400 feet below its assigned altitude, the Boeing level on course. Neither crew saw the other in time to maneuver clear. In the weeks that follow, investigators issue their report. It cites confusion over language, outdated radar equipment, and absence of automatic collision avoidance systems. Recommendations call for mandatory TCAS installation on all commercial aircraft and upgraded radar coverage over the Delhi region. The policy is enacted the following year. At Charkhi Dadri, recovery concludes after 10 days. Bodies are identified, personal effects returned to families across 2 nations. A memorial is raised on the northern edge of the impact zone, a marble wall bearing the names of every passenger and crew member. Each year, flowers are placed there by relatives and villagers who still remember the sound that broke the morning sky. Today, the air corridor remains busy, its routes realigned, its systems modernized. Jets pass high above the quiet fields where fragments once fell. From the ground, their sound fades quickly into distance, and somewhere in that silence, the echo of 2 voices still lingers. A question carried through clear air. No one saw it coming, but how did it happen?